We are counting down the 10 most resilient crops for surviving tough times and for stocking a practical apothecary at home. From heat-loving vines that thrive where ordinary greens fail, to root vegetables that store themselves in the soil for months, this list covers nutrient powerhouses, easy-to-prepare wild greens, and even pantry-ready fruits, each chosen for low maintenance, long-term storage, and traditional use. Which crop offers the ultimate combination of calorie security and household remedy? Let us begin with number 10. In the 10th place, Malabar spinach stands out as a heat-loving vine that keeps producing lush greens when most lettuces and chards wilt away. Thriving in temperatures above 85 degrees Fahrenheit, this climbing plant quickly fills a trellis and makes the most of small garden spaces. Cuttings root in less than a week. Simply snip a stem and press it into moist soil. The glossy leaves hold their vibrant color after a quick blanch, making them ideal for freezing and storing summer nutrition. With a mild mucilaginous texture, Malabar spinach lends body to soups and stews. For those sensitive to oxalates, moderation is wise. To bridge the midsummer gap in leafy greens, few crops are as easy and as reliable. Number 9. Daylily stands apart as a perennial flower whose unopened buds transform into a storable vegetable known as golden needles. In East Asian cuisine, these dried buds are prized for their long shelf life, keeping well below 10% moisture in airtight jars. Safe harvest begins with correct identification. Daylilies form grass-like leaves in a basal rosette and lack the scaly bulbs of true lilies, and mistaken identity has led to hospitalizations. Divide clumps every few years for steady production. Always label jars with dates and contents, and never substitute wild lilies, as their bulbs and buds are toxic. In 8th place, Mashua and Oca bring the flavors and resilience of the Andes to a survival garden. These tubers thrive in cool nights and steady moisture, producing reliable calories where potatoes may fail. Harvest begins after the first frost, when starches in oca start converting to sugars. Sun-curing oca for 1 to 2 weeks is essential. This traditional step transforms its flavor and boosts sweetness for long-term storage. Mashua, with its peppery bite, mellows when cooked, and has been valued in Andean households both as food and for household uses. Both crops contain compounds that require thorough cooking to reduce sharpness and oxalates. With careful timing and curing, Mashua and Oca extend the pantry deep into winter, offering a practical buffer against uncertain seasons. Number 7. Ground cherry transforms the pantry with its self-husking, drop-ripened fruit. Physalis pruinosa thrives when started indoors and transplanted after frost, much like a tomato. The golden fruit signals ripeness by falling naturally from the plant, eliminating guesswork and minimizing labor. Once harvested, ground cherries store for 4 to 6 weeks at cool pantry temperatures, around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, offering a rare sweet treat when fresh produce is scarce. Inside each fruit, carotenoids and with annelide type, compounds draw scientific interest, but safety is paramount. Only fully ripe fruit is edible, as unripe green berries and leaves contain irritating alkaloids. This crop delivers modest calories but stands out for its longevity and simplicity in home storage, bridging the gap between starchy staples and shelf-stable fruit. 6th place, Turkish Rocket and Sea Kale bring perennial resilience to the survival garden, thriving where other greens struggle. Turkish Rocket, Buneus orientalis, produces dense clusters of edible shoots and leaves, but its vigorous self-seeding means gardeners should cut seed heads before they mature to prevent unwanted spread. Sea kale, Cramba maritima, stands out for its ability to withstand salt spray up to 40 parts per thousand, making it a reliable choice for coastal plots. The plant's thick, silvery leaves and blanched spring shoots have been valued since Thomas Jefferson documented its cultivation at Monticello in 1810. Both crops belong to the brassica family and are rich in glucosinolates, with traditional use centering on nutrient-dense spring greens. Moderation is advised for those with thyroid concerns, as with all brassicas. Together, these perennials offer dependable harvests and a living link to historic kitchen gardens. Purslane and Good King Henry deliver a surprising punch of nutrition from corners of the garden that often go overlooked. Purslane, a succulent that thrives in heat and poor soil, contains around 100 milligrams of alpha-linolenic acid, the plant-based omega-3, per 100 grams, making it one of the richest green sources available. Good King Henry, a hardy perennial, weathers winters down to -20 degrees Fahrenheit and returns each spring for repeated harvests. Both greens are best sautéed or blanched for a quick side dish, but their higher oxalate content means those prone to kidney stones should enjoy them in moderation. These self-seeding or perennial greens require little attention, yet offer dense minerals and antioxidants, reinforcing the value of nutrient-dense foods that can be harvested with minimal effort, even when the rest of the garden is struggling. Number 4. Amaranth delivers a dependable source of protein and storable calories when conditions turn harsh. Amaranthus hypochondriacus thrives in full sun and warm soils, producing dense heads of tiny seeds that contain between 14 and 18% protein, nearly double that of most grains. Unlike many annuals, amaranth adapts well to drought and poor soils, making it a reliable harvest even in challenging seasons. The seeds are rich in lysine, an essential amino acid often lacking in cereal crops, and remain viable for more than 5 years when dried below 8% moisture. To prepare, thresh mature seed heads, winnow the seeds, and either pop them like miniature popcorn or simmer them into a porridge. Amaranth's resilience and nutritional profile make it a cornerstone for home seed saving, supporting adaptation to local conditions and ensuring a steady supply of both calories and protein for the long term. Coming to the top 3, oyster mushroom converts waste into a steady supply of protein, even when garden soil is scarce or depleted. Pleurotus austriatus thrives on pasteurized agricultural byproducts, straw, sawdust, even spent coffee grounds, delivering about 1 pound of fresh mushrooms for every 5 pounds of substrate. The key to success is careful hygiene. Pasteurize straw at 160 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour, then inoculate with spawns sourced from reputable suppliers to avoid contamination. High humidity and temperatures between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit trigger reliable flushes, with harvests repeating every week or two. Oyster mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds of growing interest in nutrition science for their role in immune support. But safety comes first. Always cook thoroughly before eating. Unlike plant-based protein crops, oyster mushrooms offer a high-yield, space-efficient option that turns household waste into nutritious food, reinforcing resilience and food security in any survival garden. In second place, Egyptian walking onion and perennial kale form the backbone of a year-round greens supply. Egyptian walking onion is hardy to -25 degrees Fahrenheit, and it multiplies by producing bulbils at the top of its stems. The stems bend down and the bulbils root themselves, expanding the patch naturally. This self-multiplying habit means one planting can yield fresh onion greens for decades, even through harsh winters. Perennial kale, particularly in mild climates, is propagated by cuttings that root successfully in as little as 3 weeks. Together, both crops offer steady harvests with minimal labor, embodying the plant once. Harvest for years principle that reduces garden workload by up to 80% compared to annuals. Traditional kitchen remedies include preserving onion greens in vinegar or honey, a practice that dates back generations for household food infusions. For those on blood thinners or with thyroid conditions, moderation and consultation with a clinician are advised due to active compounds in alliums and brassicas. Together, these perennials deliver near-continuous nutrition and culinary versatility, making them indispensable for resilience and self-reliance. And finally, in first place, Jerusalem Artichoke and Scorzonera redefine what it means to have a food reserve hidden in plain sight. These tuber crops thrive in USDA zones 3 through 9, demanding little more than full sun and well-drained soil. Unlike most root vegetables, their real advantage lies beneath the surface. Tubers overwinter directly in the ground, surviving temperatures as low as -30 degrees Fahrenheit. This living storage system means harvest can be spread over months, with roots dug fresh as needed, sidestepping the rot and loss that can plague cellared crops. Jerusalem artichoke tubers contain 15 to 20% inulin by dry weight, a prebiotic fiber linked to gut health, but one that requires a slow dietary introduction to avoid digestive discomfort. Both tubers can be roasted, simmered, or fermented, with fermentation helping to reduce gas-forming compounds. During the rationing of World War II, families relied on these in-ground calorie banks to stretch food supplies and maintain independence. Today, they remain the ultimate resilience crop, low input, high yield, and nearly impossible to exhaust, anchoring the modern survival garden with a pantry that waits patiently beneath the soil. Across all 10 crops, one truth emerges: resilience is built, not bought. These plants thrive on neglect, adapt to harsh seasons, and offer both nourishment and traditional remedies. In uncertain times, the power to grow and heal at home is not just practical, it is real independence. Thank you for watching.